Standards are the line. Cross it or get out. Let me say this cleanly because I'm done dancing around it. Most people do not fail because they lack talent. They fail because they refuse to live by standards. They hide behind goals. Goals sound ambitious. Goals sound responsible. Goals let you tell yourself you're serious without actually changing a damn thing about how you live. Standards don't allow you to do that. Standards don't care how motivated you feel. Standards don't care what mood you woke up in this morning. Standards don't care what happened to you yesterday. Standards are non-negotiable. Goals are wishes. Standards, rules. And if you don't know the difference, you're already in trouble. You've lost your edge. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding. People aren't stuck. They're comfortable. Comfortable explaining, comfortable delaying, comfortable lowering the bar, and then acting shocked when life steps over the bar, passes over them for someone else, likely someone who's already conquered their edge. They say they want more, but they live accepting less. That's the contradiction that eats men alive. Because deep down, they know exactly when they lowered their standards. They remember the moment they let something slide. They remember the first time they chose comfort over discipline. And from that moment on, that moment forward, everything gets louder. The anger, the resentment, the excuses. Pressure doesn't break people. Pressure exposes them. When things are easy, everyone looks disciplined. Everything looks easy. When the lights are on, everyone is confident. When the money's flowing in, everyone's a pro. But when it's quiet, when no one's clapping, when you're tired, you're bored, you're frustrated, unseen, that's when standards show up, or they don't. That's when the real separation happens. Let me tell you something most people never figure out. You don't collapse, you drift. You miss one workout, you let one excuse slide, you tolerate one behavior you know damn well you shouldn't tolerate. You know exactly what I'm talking about right now, don't you? Then you tell yourself it's no big deal. And it happens again and again and again. And one day you wake up and say, how the hell did I end up here? Well, you didn't end up anywhere. You walked there slowly, with permission, with excuses. With lowered standards, you swore were only going to be temporary. They became permanent. They never are temporary. Drift is the most dangerous force in a man's life because drift feels harmless. Drift feels earned. Here's what drift sounds like. I've been through a lot, so I'm just going to take it easy right now. I deserve a break. I've been working hard. I'll get back to it. No, you got comfortable. And comfort is where sharp men lose their edge, where sharp men go dull. Here's where people start blaming everything except themselves. It's the algorithm's fault. The market moved. I didn't see it coming. It's the system. Oh, bad timing. Oh, it's my age. Oh, it's my past. Nope. Those things don't decide who wins. They expose those who prepared and those who haven't. Weak standards turn pressure into panic. Strong standards turn pressure into clarity. That's it, right there. That's the split. This is why so many men are angry right now. Not because life is unfair. Life has always been unfair and always will be unfair. I got news for you. But because we abandon our standards, we replace them with explanations. They outsource discipline. They outsource accountability. They outsourced responsibility. And now they're shocked no one respects them anymore, including themselves. Let me say this slowly because someone needs to hear it without flinching. If you can explain your behavior, but you don't respect what you did, you're in trouble. Rationalizing weakness doesn't make it strength. Explaining failure doesn't erase the failure. Awareness doesn't count as action. I know what I was doing and it didn't work. No, doesn't work, doesn't count. Results don't care how self-aware you are. They only care what you do next, consistently, when no one's watching. I've watched this play out in every single arena I've ever been involved in. In sports, the talented guys who couldn't hold a standard disappeared. They had no discipline. In the markets, the undisciplined traders blew themselves up. They were great. They were killing it. They were buying houses, cars, planes. And then they went broke because they lost their discipline. They lost their edge. Different arenas, sure, same rule. The standard always wins. That's why The Edge exists. That's why this show was built. That's why this exact show exists. Not to motivate you, not to comfort you, not to coddle you, not to tell you, oh, it's okay, next time, or don't worry, not your fault. No, we don't do that here. This show exists to draw a line. On one side, discipline, pressure, accountability, standards. On the other side, excuses, comfort, drift, noise. No standards. But don't stand in the middle pretending you're serious. Pick a side. Pick a lane. You want to fail? Take that lane over there. You want to win? Find your standards. Let me be very clear about something. I'm not impressed by big talkers. I'm not impressed by potential. I'm not impressed by intentions. I'm impressed by consistency under pressure. That's it. That's really the formula. Consistency under pressure. Even if you're not winning yet, stay consistent. Deal with the pressure. Forge your strength. Find your edge. That's the currency that never devalues. People ask why this channel exists. Here's why. I've lived long enough and lost a lot enough to see what happens when standards disappear. I've seen talented men themselves talk themselves right out of greatness. I've seen strong men negotiate with weakness until weakness wins. I've seen pressure expose exactly who prepared and who pretended. And I'm done pretending this is complicated because it's not. Every man here right now lives by a standard. Set yours high. The only question is whether you choose it or drift into it. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. Every single time this channel isn't growing because of luck. We need to come out of the box and start talking about things that really motivate people, things that are hitting home and exploding on YouTube because we were lucky. It's not because of hype. This channel, The Edge, is growing because standards compound. Show up when it's boring. Work when no one's clapping. Stay sharp when comfort is calling your name. The sofa's over there. There's an NFL game over there. My friends are getting beers over there. Or am I going to work my ass off, go to the gym, write another show, do something that's productive? Choices are yours. Stay sharp when comfort is calling your name. Stay away from it. That's the formula everyone needs to avoid because it requires honesty and discipline and saying no when it would feel really good and easy to say, all right, count me in. I'm headed over. Now, here's the part some people won't like, and that's fine. If this makes you uncomfortable, that's good. That means there's still something inside of you that knows better. You have more to gain. You have more to give. You have more to win. I know it means a lot to you and maybe a lot of work to you, and you may not want to hear that. If this pisses you off, it's even better. That's resistance fighting reality. But if you wanted softness, if you want to be validated instead of dealing with your standards, if you want permission to stay mediocre, The Edge isn't your place. And it's not supposed to be, because The Edge isn't for everyone. I get it. It's for people who are done lying to themselves. Say it again. The Edge is for people who are done lying to themselves, done negotiating with weakness, done pretending tomorrow is guaranteed. It's for people who understand that sharp things cut and dull things get discarded. So here's the line in the sand. Raise your standards or lower your expectations, but don't confuse the two, because life will not meet you where you want to be when it's easy, when it's comfortable. It meets you exactly where your standards already live. This is The Edge. This is what we've been talking about. Find your edge, embrace your edge, own your edge. Stay sharp, folks. Bolling out. We built this in just a few weeks, less than a month, in fact. No clickbait, just performance, risk, and resilience. This is a no politics zone. And by the way, we're growing at 5 times the average YouTube show, 5 times in both subscribers and views, thanks to you. We talk about mindset, we talk about markets, and what it takes to stay sharp in a world that keeps trying to take us down. If that's your world, hit subscribe right now and join us. Or, I'll tell you what, look at this QR code, open your phone, aim the camera at the QR code, little yellow line, just press it, and you'll be subscribed. You're not subscribing for anything else, just The Edge. You'll get all The Edge content, because The Edge isn't just a show, it's a way of life. I started with nothing but my body and my mind, and I fought my way to the top of 4 arenas built to break men. First, pro baseball, where every pitch can end your dream. Then Wall Street, where I became one of the highest earning traders in America. Then came television, primetime lights, millions watching every night, a test. And I put it in writing, Wake Up America, followed by The Swamp, calling out corruption by name. But the edge isn't politics. It's not about fame. It's about fire. It's about proving yourself when everything is on the line. Only the strong survive it. Only the ready rise through it. This is The Edge.